My name is David Lewis, and I am from Maryville, Indiana. I graduated from the School of Public and Environmental Affairs in 2018, studying public affairs, and I am currently an elementary school teacher. In my family's lawn care service, I just learned that people matter. We spent most of our time just cutting the lawns of just elderly individuals and single parents, and so knowing that they didn't have the resources to maintain their own living areas just allowed me to learn that people matter and people want to live in nice, safe neighborhoods, which is something that's taught me moving forward that when I do want to go into policy making, I want to look out for those who are in underserved areas, who want to live in nice areas. I think just being involved in my church has shown me dang, I actually want to get into the government and help people. Because the government has a lot of power and authority on different levels to support people. And I think I learned that through my church when they were seeking just funding for different events and just looking to reach their communities and neighborhoods. I started going to a lot of different elementary schools, and I was able to see a lot of changes in education just at a young age, whether I was at a public school or a private school. My parents were always looking out for me and making sure I received the best education as possible. So at least on that end, I just noticed a lot of changes. Seen a number of issues, but I also saw a lot of positive things. I came across many teachers who care, who really do care for the heart of a child. And also at the same time, I've seen, for example, I've had a number of students this year who were in my 4th grade reading class but still do not know how to read, or who were reading at a 1st grade level. And so just trying to help them grow has definitely been something that I noticed a lot, because it's how can I teach 4th grade material to a student who's reading on a 1st grade or even kindergarten level, on top of taking a standardized test in order to go to the next grade level. So it was definitely, it was an awakening for me, but it also showed me how blessed and fortunate I was growing up and what I can do moving forward. I know for sure that small group intervention helps. Sometimes when I'm teaching to a class of 25 plus kids, I think it's easy for some students in there to feel lost, or feel like the teacher has too many students to deal with me. And so when I have the opportunity, which is usually daily, to pull my students aside, either in pairs or in groups, I think that gives them a chance to see that they matter, for one, and two, for me to really focus my instruction on them and their needs and their potential and their goals. That has helped me when I was in school, and I'm also a visual learner, and so having my little whiteboard and doing the math for my students, or reading to them, just a plethora of things I think helps them when it comes to small group instruction. One thing SPEA has taught me is that civic engagement is important, so being involved in your community, whether that's by going to a lecture in Indianapolis or volunteering at a small nonprofit, civic engagement is really important. And I just really enjoyed the professors I had, and just the opportunity to see how policy, bureaucracies, and businesses all work together to kind of keep the world moving on its pace. I actually studied abroad in England. I learned about their national healthcare system. I learned about how everybody has healthcare there, the pros and cons. In the Philippines, I had the chance to just interact with a different culture that was just so down to earth and genuine. It was ridiculous. So I think in both of those experiences, the commonality, I guess I would say, between the two was that we can learn from other countries in whatever capacity that looks like. And that was such a beautiful thing too. So I interned at the Indiana Electric Cooperatives. My internship was with the government relations team, and I worked directly at the State House, just looking at different bills and legislation that were affecting co-ops in Indiana as it related to electricity and pole lines, establishing poles throughout just rural Indiana. Probably somewhere in a gubernatorial seat, like the governor of a state, or a congressman. I think because my heart is in education, I think that would be one of like concerns, to do the best that I can to listen to teachers, because yes, the students matter, of course, but teachers also matter as well, because they're the one empowering and educating our students. And my mom is an educator, and so just really having an ear for the teachers as we make policy, as we split funding up in different areas of the state, I think it's really important to listen to just all stakeholders involved. I can say IUPUI has taught me the importance of networking, but I want to take it one step further and say, just continuing to build and foster those relationships. That at the end of the day, it's not that I got something and you got something, but it's also that, hey, I can reach out to you outside of academics, outside of our professional lives, for just other support, or just to have a conversation. So I think I can take that importance of building relationships definitely to Harvard, and see that maximized in a very effective environment such as an institution. I think about what my dad would tell me growing up. He would always say that I can't, it's not in the dictionary, which was his clever way of saying that we can literally do whatever we set our minds to. And I think we say it so often, and it's overused, that sometimes we don't sit down and take inventory of ourselves and realize that, hey, I can actually do this. I can pass this class. I can graduate college early. I can go on and get my PhD, or I can go out to the workforce and become a CEO. When our mind is made up, I feel like we're challenged in a world to just do the unstoppable. No matter what society says, and no matter what that bar is, or that limit is, if it's even there. Yeah, so this fall I will continue my education by going to Harvard, and I'll be studying at the John F. Kennedy School of Government to earn my master's in public policy. And school is expensive. And so right now I'm applying for different scholarships and fellowships, and I'm also fundraising. And so if anyone is interested, which I hope you are, please feel free to visit my website, and you can look at the different ways to just support me on this journey for the next couple of years, or however long. I'm just looking to continue just everything, take what I've learned in undergrad and my experiences as a teacher, and then just kind of push it forward, funnel it through into my master's program. And then hopefully while I'm there, enroll in my law program. And that way I could earn both degrees and practice law, and still campaign for office as well.